Hello and welcome, beloved sisters, to this. I keep wanting to call it a super full moon. It's not a super full moon, and yet it feels super duper, and it is our second blue moon of 2018, and we are, 90 days into the year. I'm very excited right now to be guided here to connect with all of you. And thank you so much for your desire to be a part of this circle. I'm very excited by even the fact that I was asked to host and facilitate. And I really feel that within this circle, and the reason I was asked to host and facilitate, because you, beautiful sisters, are indeed beacons of the highest light. You are the true wise women and the alchemist, magician, creatress on this planetary realm. And I feel that we've all been brought together at this time to hold space and to really work together as a collective, because each of us in our own experience are shifting massive amounts of energy. And I keep hearing like we are bending timelines are merging, and many of you will have found that you're losing time, and most of you are likely completely lost track of calendar time and dates and that kind of stuff. I know, like, today is Thursday and I keep feeling like it's Friday. The energy of the last 2 weeks has been very dense, and the energy has been traumatic. And when I say that, we're each having different experiences, and we obviously live in different communities, and so we're dealing with a different set of collective energies close to us. And that those energies have been intense and traumatized, and and my guides are saying, and you have held the light. And that's what we're asked to do. And that is truly why we have come together at this time for this blue moon, twice in a blue moon, 2018, to hold space and to really work within our strength. And our strength is within the circle of light. Our strength is within our eternal connection to source, which we feel at all times, regardless of what is going around. Tristan is now trying to find a way to get to me, and the fact that he just has jumped in, I'm feeling really the Egyptian sisterhood coming through, Sekhmet, as well as Isis. And I was wondering if Isis wanted to work with these two cards, and that is confirmation that in fact with these two decks of cards, that in fact she does. So the reason I've been guided here this afternoon, it's 12:22 here. The reason I've been guided here is because I've been feeling a strong intergalactic connection, and it's our star family that really wants to bring some guidance and messages through for us. So first and foremost, I was asked to work with the Mayan Oracle, which many of you will know. I've had it. I received it within the last 90 days. Also, something that we're more familiar with, Tarot. I've been asked to work with the Syrian Starseed Tarot, and now the Isis Oracle. So after Tristan gets some love here, since he finally just made his way up, I will then get that other deck. So with Tristan, I feel like he's here for a purpose too, and he really is speaking to our strength. And he's really speaking to our strength as healers, as light holders, as space holders, as space holders. That's so funny. and they're just showing me, when people do tiling, and then they've got this little, it's either a little, it's like a points, it's got 4 points on it or whatever, and they put it in to hold the space. I feel that that is what we are all here for. And I feel that this blue moon on what is collectively a highly conditioned time of year, and I say that with the utmost respect and love for the tradition. And yet, the truth is we are here to clear that very timeline of, sacrificial lamb, that timeline of crucifixion. And we are here really, and we always have been here, and, humanity is on this planet to have the experience in human form without the attachment to that crucifixion energy. And the only way that we do that is through bringing to the surface our very own Christ light and our very own, when we're here speaking and sharing truth, it may not always, and it often isn't, popular belief. And I feel that's where many of us can get, have the experience of feeling alone. Nobody gets us. Who do I have in my life that supports me? Where are the people that speak my language? These are all feelings that we can have in our day-to-day experience. And yet here we are. We are all joined together in circle, and yes, I'm at home alone with my 2 pets and sitting in the healing space here. And this is really powerful. This is really powerful work. And you're sitting in your space where you are. So I feel like a big part of the guidance is that to know the part that you play, and that you play a very integral part, a very important part, and it's really up to us to honor and trust our heart unequivocally, is what I'm hearing. They keep having me look at the Mayan oracle, so I'm just going to go ahead here. I feel like some more Palo Santo, and I have you all set up here. This is one of the altars that I was guided to create a few days ago. Where is she? Oh, I didn't go up high enough. We have Alicia up there. So, and owl. Owl's been around. So I want to share this. It's so funny. All winter I've been waiting to see a snowy owl because they have been migrating down to our area. I have seen before, probably about 10 years ago. And this owl has been all around the community I live. It's been perched up on top of a house one day. In the last couple of weeks, a friend of mine has been sharing pictures that she's seen it over here at the marsh in the morning. Someone posted on a community page today that they saw it up at one of the main intersections. They saw a snowy owl come in and land on the street light. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's kind of funny because I would so love to see that snowy owl. And even though I haven't laid physical eyes on it, I have felt its presence very close. And this morning, as I was driving up to the spring, to my bi-weekly trip up there to get some water, what do I see coming home but a beautiful heron? And, crows have been abundant, but it was really nice to see the heron today because, it's a highly spiritual totem. And it really speaks about, finding our balance in the depths because, the herons have those long, skinny legs and, the legs are really long so they can stand in deep water. And so the herring is very comfortable in the emotional depths as they fly gracefully through the, I want to say the multiple planes. But this really speaks about, getting comfortable in the emotional depths and in fact having the ability to see. And so a part of that ability to see is that this season, this weekend in particular, is truly about the Christed children that we be. We are the rising sons and daughters of light. And there's no need, that whole story and that whole story of the crucifixion and stuff. I was listening to something really interesting this morning. I haven't finished it because I was guided to come and connect with all of you, but it is by Lisa Renee, and she's on Facebook, and it's on one of the YouTube channels that I follow. So I'm going to share that video right under this, because it really spoke to me. It really spoke to my heart. And again, it spoke to my heart in a way, there's no disrespect, there's no, there's no ego when truth is shared, and when truth is shared from the heart. And we as a human collective have for a very long time been conditioned through the mind, truly, mind control. So, let's just take some deep breaths here. And I feel strongly that much of this weekend there's a call to be in ceremony. There is a call to be in awareness. There's a call to be in your personal level of consciousness. It's very important. And know that as you do, things are going to shift as our experience has shown us. Everything shifts. So we may be right now in a period, what I'm hearing is like a period of 3-day rest. And that 3-day may in fact, take a little bit longer it's like, don't get attached to timelines. They're just working with numbers with me, and actually with many of you, just to give us an idea. And so you're likely already feeling this call for ceremony, for ritual. I'm very excited because I have a moon flow to work with, and I'm being called to work with that tomorrow in supporting of clearing some of this crucifixion energy and really nurturing to life the rise. And it's truly the rise, in many cases, of the divine feminine. And in this particular circle, it is the rise of the divine feminine. And there's also, I would say also there's the rise of the divine masculine. Because as we, divine feminine, rise, and we rise from this place of unified, the unified trinity within, of course the divine masculine rises too, as does that divine inner child of light who just really wants to come and play and flit and flight through the night, is what I'm hearing rhyming. And so let's just see what comes through here. Again, we've got the Mayan oracle here. There's 2. Okay, one more. Okay, so these are number cards. So we got 2 number cards that came out first, and this is measure. And, I love that this is 4, because you'll notice the exchange for this circle was $31. And it's that 4 vibration, but it's also that 13 vibration. And it's true that it to me signifies the energy of the divine feminine spiraling beyond the patriarchal box, spiraling beyond the limitation, and we are making progress. And I feel guided to say, take some time to also acknowledge your process and acknowledge all the processes that you have moved through to this point. This is likely a 5 vibration, and it is greater cycles. So we're here now, and we know that it's, Easter 2018, so it's 12:33 here. So March, today's the 29th. So we know that, and yet, we really, time and space, we also know that some days we forget the dates. Most of the time, we're not really looking at the time. We're not plugged in or hooked in, connected to that energy, with the exception of the responsibilities that we have. We are really here working in service. We are here in service to the greater cycle of the human evolution, of the evolution of this planet, of the evolution of all sentient beings upon this planet, on the evolution of the natural resources of this planet. This is truly, I love that we got two gray cards, and I was guided to put this warm and cozy shirt on today, hoodie. So I'm being guided to say we're right where we need to be, and we are the dreamer and the dreamed. We are moving. We live within a holographic reality. Our thoughts create our reality. And there's, at this time, that we must also acknowledge that there are other forces at play. And many of those of us here in service to the light, in service to our Father God, Mother, Father God, we must conserve and protect our natural resources. And we do that through the honoring of our heart space, because we are really here to see beyond. We are the weavers of light. We are the dreamers who are bringing our dreams to life. And there's so many just like us, even though we may not have so many just like us in our communities. There are many of us who are here with these, with these missions to really bring to life our hearts and to live, in joy and delight, in reverence for all life. Syrian Star Seed Tarot, 3 cards. It's a big deck, which I don't work with very often at all. I thought I would, but it was strong guidance that it wanted to come and work with us today. So there's one. The 6 of Chalices. And again, the 6, are a path of divine service, our sacred missions, our star family, health, family, home, our planetary home, divine union, inner child, emotional balance, emotional stability. And as we achieve all of those qualities, our cup then overflows to fill the other cups and buckets of Mother, Father, God's children upon this earth. So then we get the 3, and it is abundance. Abundance is our divine birthright. And we are moving, we are really rapidly moving within this energy of abundance. And thank you, sisters, for really helping me to see that. When we trust and follow our inner guidance, we are supported. We are supported. And that's a really important thing for us to remember at this time. And then we have the 10 of crystals. And, I've got 3 crystal altars / grids set up around here. And very strong call to have many of my crystals close by. And in particular, this one was really letting off some rainbows earlier just before I connected with all of you. And that's the citrine. So what I'm feeling is that this is a time of new beginnings. Archangel Michael is present with us. I feel strongly, and I know not everybody is going to feel a connection to angels or archangels, and that's cool too. I feel a strong connection to Archangel Michael, and always have, always will. And he really supports my sacred mission here on this earth. He really supports my path of service to our creator, to source. And if you feel Michael's connection around you and you feel his presence in your life on a regular basis, and I believe strongly if you're connected with me, you likely will. And you may not identify that energy as Michael. Michael's really working with us, for us on a collective. Like he's working for us as soul tribes, soul pods. And he is really calling for us, those of us who feel connection and resonance with him, to call on him to work with us, to work with him, to allow him to guide us. He speaks about truth and communication. He speaks about strength and courage, finding our voice, sharing our stories, sharing our truth. I really love that, and I'm feeling that the essence of the herring in there, really, in the depths of the emotional waters, or from the depths of the emotional waters, from the depths of our wounds, we rise. We rise as the newly born Christed light, the newly born creator, weaving her magic creations of love and light in service to all that is right. Who's right, who's wrong? And I trust you know what I mean. It's not about who's right or wrong. We know within us divine truths. And that's not egocentric to say and acknowledge that. Earlier today, I was really feeling like this moon and this time is really about us operating from a platform, if you will, of deep acceptance. And that deep acceptance is of ourselves and our lives as they are in each now moment. And because we're in human form, and because we're organic beings, and because we are truly like frequencies of light, it's always going to change. It's, we're ever changing. And that is a part of, I feel this moon, it's about adaptability and our ability to adapt to change and yet be that stabilizing, I want to say, ball joints. And maybe that's kind of like that Libra energy, right? And ball joints, I don't really know what they are except they're a piece of a car. But I think it's serious if they break. So maybe it's that line, that's the axle or something, but whatever. But what I really feel is that we are in, as I say, ball joints, they're having me kind of wiggle my hips and my shoulders. And it really speaks to me as like we are being stretched to our limits, or what we feel as our limits. And yet it is through the stretching that the limitless within us opens up. That, that abundance starts flowing to and through us. And I know many of you are feeling that already as it is. And so this is really, it's really a beautiful time. And I just keep seeing blue flashes of light there. So I'm thankful to Archangel Michael and, the whole crew of guides that we have here with us, the wise winged ones, um, our galactic family. I got a couple of my, oh, I love you. So get those crystals out. Remember, you are a crystalline being of light. Make sure you're nourishing yourself through hydration, through rest, through prayer and meditation, time in nature, time with nature. And go easy on yourself. Go easy on yourself. We're not in a race. There's no doubt that we rise. And yet, here holding highest frequency of light, source light, we must too honor the process. We must too walk each step. And right now, we're walking each step to clear the paradigm of lies. So, on that note, they're saying, we're done. And I will be back when I'm guided by our beloved mother, sister, Isis, to share some guidance and perhaps ceremonies and rituals that she feels will be supportive to each of us. So I trust you have felt loved and supported through these messages and that you're feeling some resonance. I'm really excited and happy to be sharing with you here on this this Easter weekend. Super blue moon. I'm just going to call it a super blue moon, okay? Because it is a super duper blue moon. And this moon is calling you to be more and more of your authentic you. Be true to you. It's so worth it. And so are you. I love you. Shine on.